we come from blues and jazz and soul music. And I feel like the soul and the honesty and the truth of who we are as a people, you can't ever lose that. It's black.
Right.
It's black music. That was a big word throughout my 4 years of making this record. Let go, let go, let go, let go. Can't write no verse for me.
Right.
But you can write a hook for me.
Okay.
All day, right? When I got it back, I was like, this is fire, but I'm not saying that.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Mia Bell. Welcome back to another episode of BET Talks, and I am jumping out of my skin right now because I've been waiting to sit with Rapsody for so long. I'm talking about beauty and bars, and we're not gonna cry today, or maybe we might, but please don't cry. Rapsody, hi, how are you?
How are you, Mia? I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and I'm really, really happy to sit with you because there's just so much happening in your space right now.
It's a lot.
And you deserve all of the flowers for it. So can we give Rapsody her flowers, please? Yes.
Thank you. I receive. I'm working on receiving more, so I receive.
And you look great. It's giving fly, girl.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to up my style, my brand. Mm-hmm. You know, I had some teachers along the way, Misa, Badu.
Yes. That we know, and that we're going to get into for sure.
Okay,
but first, a game. It's called This or That. We'll start with women in rap. And some of my favorites right now, you included, of course, Doechii or Lauryn Hill. Lauren.
I can't hesitate on that because we all come from Lauren's tree. Without her, the path doesn't look the same for us. The inspiration doesn't look the same for us. She's our compass. She taught me how to be vulnerable, to be truthful, to be honest, how you can be both feminine and masculine at the same time, right? About style. She talked about God, unapologetically, about blackness. She was the best in a era where some of our greatest MCs existed. She stood toe-to-toe with them. She taught me that as a woman, you can exist in that space. Your gender doesn't matter.
Now, when it comes to relaxation, do you prefer a massage or to meditate?
That's tough. I need both.
Yeah.
I need to meditate before the massage.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, I'm gonna say massage, because I feel like I could meditate during the massage if I train myself to go there.
When was the last time you got a massage?
I need one very bad. I got one in early September in Amsterdam. At a Thai massage place, the best massage I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, they stretched you out, didn't they?
Like, I walked out like, I'm gonna have bruises all over my body tomorrow. But she got all the right place because, I was crazy tight. I was holding a lot of things. But that was the best massage I've had.
Okay. Now, we know both of these people are very near and dear to your heart.
Oh, man.
Ninth Wonder or DJ Premier?
Come on.
I know.
What's the context here? I can make up my own context.
Of course you can. This is all you.
DJ Premier, that's Big Uncle. Legendary. Yeah. There's no ninth without DJ Premier. We don't get a lot of classic records that we have without DJ Premier. He's a column in hip-hop that helped hold this shit up. But for my career personally, I have to go with ninth. Even when I knew that this was something I wanted to do and I wasn't the most confident, he was there to pour into me, to tell me it was possible. He told me I was gifted. He's taught me so much about skill and artistry, about integrity, about how to protect myself. So I had to go with ninth. Without ninth, you don't get me in the same way that you had me.
Now, when it comes to what you were watching, especially back in the day, 106 in Park or TRL?
106 in...
Come on, you know what to say.
Why
you know where we at.
That shouldn't even be on 106 in Park all day, every day. Like, that's where we at. I'm
Free
with
and
us.
AJ?
Free and AJ, the greatest host. I came home after school and watched that every day, hoping I would be on the countdown one day. And it was my first live TV performance.
Wow.
Yeah, 106 in Park. Yeah, I got to catch it right before it went off air.
Oh my gosh. And what was that moment like for you? Because that's huge.
Surreal. I don't even remember the year. It may have been 2011. But I performed with the band. That might have been my first time performing with a band as well. You tell your parents you want to do music and they like, how you going to eat? You know, you doing music, I don't see you nowhere. But they got to see like TV. She's on TV. It's possible, you know. Like it was special for so many reasons.
Now this one is really special. Rapsody or Marlena Evans?
I'm gonna go with Marlena.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like Rapsody was there to protect Marlena for a long time. But Rapsody is just an extension of Marlena. So, you know, if I don't choose myself, you know, you don't get the most authentic and the best Rapsody that you can get. So I have to choose Marlena first, always.
Now, when did you create Rapsody to be that protector for Marlena? When did you realize you needed that protector?
I don't know if I realized I needed it in the moment. It's more looking back retro, like, okay, I see why she was there.
Right.
You know, to protect myself from rejection of, you know, wanting to pursue this career and people telling me you can't, to protect the human part of me. So Rapsody could, you know, just be this person that represents like Black culture and Black people, but the human part of me is like, nah, you don't get that part.
Right.
You know, as vulnerable as I've been able to share it in this way. So I would say that was around 2005. Yeah, and that's when I started to get into music and, you know, allowing myself to be seen and be on stages. I remember my family would come to the show and they'd be like, we don't even know who you are. Like, who is this? Like, you know, they know me as being reserved, being shy, and here I am on stage, like, with emotion and stage present, and
they were
saying
shocked,
all these things. They were shocked. Sometimes they still look back like, how did you get here?
So when were you able to tap into that?
It was probably when I left home, left the nest. Yeah, my freshman year of college. I went only an hour and a half down the street.
That's all you needed, though.
That's all you need to get up from under the roof. Being from this small town of right under 2,000 people, wow. Everybody knows everybody. You're not exposed to a lot of things, you know. When I got to college and you meet all these different people from all different places from around the world, from different cities in the U.S., and you have these conversations and you learn from them and they challenge you. And even me just moving up and going into Barnes & Noble, we're not having a Barnes & Noble, so I'm going up and down the poetry aisle, and the first book that I buy is Nikki Giovanni, Black Feeling, Black Talk, and that changed my life. Def Poetry Jam changed, you know, my perspective. I started going to my first hip-hop shows independently, you know, and seeing how people express themselves. So I was just exposed to so much, even just being an hour and a half away from home. It invites you to see, like, what do I like? What am I drawn to? Who am I in all these spaces, you know? And you start to be on your journey of becoming and really finding who you are. You know, and you'll forever be on that journey because you'll grow and evolve and change many times over. I call it fishbowl mentality. You know, you got to get out the fishbowl, you know,
and see what's out there.
Yeah, otherwise you're just in the same circle. When you put something in a fishbowl, it doesn't allow it to grow to its full size. You know, you have to throw it in the ocean for it to grow as big as it needs to be.
And you're definitely in the ocean now. For sure you are. And you've given us so much of yourself throughout the years. You've been doing this for a really long time. And giving us new versions of you every time. Now, when you think of the return of the Beat Girl, and when you think of just your discography and where you are now, how have you evolved?
You know, I would say from those earlier mixtapes and EPs, it was really me trying to develop the skill. Right. You know, I was really focused on respect more than anything. Respect me as an MC. Respect my lyrical ability. Respect the flow. Respect the cadence, the delivery. And, you know, it was something that took a lot of practice and a lot of projects, you know, to continue to grow in. And once I had that, you know, it's okay, who are you? I would say the next phase was musically, like how can you expand? And we got to go from those mixtapes and EPs was really raw hip hop, beats and rhymes. That's what you're gonna get to a Layla's Wisdom and an Eve, where we're working with Terrace Martin, and musically we're growing, sonically we're growing, we're showing the range of production. You have all those other things, but you have to connect with people first.
Yeah.
And to do that, they have to feel like they see themselves in your music. And you can only do that by showing them how human you are. I am no different from you. I have my bad days. I have my good days. I get mad. I cuss people out too. I'm kind. I'm loving. It's. I've been heartbroken. I've probably broken some hearts as well. And just allowing people to we all experiencing life together. And that's what this record was about, allowing them to see the human part of me, to see themselves, that we could see ourselves in each other.
Now, I heard you've been working on Please Don't Cry since, 2020?
Since 2020.
What was the first song you recorded?
Stand Tall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was the only one that stood the test of time that I recorded in 2020.
I think it's really intentional for you, for that to be it.
It spoke to me.
Yeah.
It was really honest, and I'm glad it did. But there was so much I wanted to share. If I could put out a volume of all those songs, I would. I think there's so much depth to me.
Right.
And with this first album, you got a layer. Just a layer.
Just one.
Just layer.
Oh, we ready to peel them all back. Rap.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the title and, of course, the artwork.
Please Don't Cry. I was going through a breakup at the time, and going through a breakup and being in a pandemic and having to sit with yourself. I didn't have anywhere to go and run to bury my emotions in. You got to really sit with your emotions.
Right.
And I spent a lot of time in the room alone, no TV, a lot of pouring out and releasing and learning how to let go.
What's your sign?
Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys like to give and take care of people.
We do. We do.
And are very laid back too. You're okay with what's happening until.
Yeah, until.
Right.
Until.
And that's where okay. That's where it started getting rough.
It take a lot to get there, but when we get to that until, the corner is turned.
Right.
But yes, I was just feeling a lot, and I was on Pinterest. And as much as I like to write and have things to say for other people, I didn't have the words for myself. So I was reading a lot of poems, a lot of quotes. I was just, because I had so much I wanted to say to this person, but I couldn't say it. And I came across this one quote. It said, "Please don't cry. It won't always feel this way." And Please Don't Cry really stuck out to me because I was releasing so much, but also when I think about me as an Aquarius, we don't like to show the world our emotion.
At all.
And we are very emotional. I am very emotional. But I know how to protect that, and it was like, well, why not? And then, I had homegirls because our sisterhood village is so important. And my life changed when I really got a strong sisterhood.
And it's not easy to come by either. So when you do have it, it's really something that you got to hold on to and pour into for real.
Yeah, it's so special because I grew up a tomboy. My cousins my same age, so I hung out with boys all the time. But when I found my homegirls, it was different. So, they were there. They were holding me accountable. But one of the things they kept saying was, you got to stop showing people that you're perfect. And not that I was trying to, and I ever thought that I was doing that, but it was good to see it from the outside in. Because as an Aquarius, I think I'm showing you something, but your perspective of what I think I'm giving is totally different. It's totally different. So you walking around with this veil on, take the veil off and allow people to see you and allow you to see who you are and how you show up and what the world is and what's real and what's not, what's truth. And that kind of tied into the cover. It's this happy color, but my face doesn't look happy. And this veil on because it's like, you've been hiding so long, allow people to see you.
It speaks to us, and that's why we have to ask, because we know that there's so much that goes into the process, right, of making such a project that allows you to have 2 Grammy nominations. We talking about Asteroid. First of all, Hit Boy and you, You guys know what to do together.
Yeah.
That's magic right there.
Thank you. Hit Boy is hip hop to the core. You can hear it, but when you get to see him work in the flesh, like, he really loves what he does. He really loves the culture. He really loves the art of what we do. So yeah, that was easy. It was fun. We plan on doing a lot more together.
I want to hear an album with just you and Hit Boy.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, we talked about it. He waiting on me, though.
Okay. Well, hurry up then,
I'm out here moving. I'm moving. But I'm definitely going to go see him because I want to do that with him.
Now, you have some really cool features on the project, too. I mean, you got our TV mom on there talking that talk. Like, how?
The mother.
The mother, Felicia Rashad. What did she mean to you growing up?
Ooh, she was just a representation of what Black motherhood and Black queens and royalty looked like to me. Beauty, class, grace. You know, the Cosby Show was big in my life. So, you know, just her character, Claire Huxtable, you know, what she represented to all of us of what a Black mother was. Like, we related to her. And the attitude when you messed up, the love, you know, when you needed it. And I always looked at her and said, man, when I start to be out in the world in that way as an artist, that's how I want people to respect me.
How did you manifest it? Did you write it down? Like, what happened?
I definitely wrote it down. I thought it, I spoke it. You know, all you can do is put it out and see what happens. We were at the final stages of the album, and I was in the studio with Black Odyssey. I was sequencing the album, and Black asked me, he was like, you know, how you gonna tie this story together? Because most of my albums, I might have a concept, you know, but this one, I had no concept. My concept was just be truthful, you know, be real. So I had to think about it, and I was like, man, during this time, I've been watching The Matrix a lot, right? And, you know, just the correlation of how real that movie is in our world. I really love the relationship between Neo and the Oracle. You know, like, in my own way, I was on my Neo journey, you know, really understanding my power and my truth, and really understanding what's real and what's false around me and where my power lies. And it was like, man, who would my oracle be? You know, who would be the wise one? And it was like Felicia. That was it. I still have not met her or talked to her.
Oh my God.
Still. So
it's gonna happen. The manifesting isn't over.
It's gonna happen for sure. But I'm grateful that, you know, that she said yes and felt compelled by me as an artist to even want to do it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. They first came back with, like, she wants to hear some stuff. I was like, okay. I was like, damn, I be cussing a lot. I was like, I don't know about this one. But before I could even put the folder together to send to her, they came back and they were like, she said yes. So
that's all you needed.
That's all I needed. Thank God.
Now, all the features that you have on there, I love to see you working with artists that, you know, are really true to this. We got Dixon.
Yeah.
Baby Tate. You and Baby Tate?
That's
great
my
collab,
girl.
by the way.
That is my girl.
Badu, of course. 3 a.m. That's my favorite on the project.
Mine as well.
Now, you being able to work with all these people who you see with the same synergy when it comes to music and creating, what is your process with that?
Yeah, I let the music tell me. You know, I always have my wish list of people I know I want to create with in this life. But I learned never force it, you know. So we always do the music first. And our process was, you know, we would do the record. I would do my part. Sometimes I would do the whole record and it was done. And sometimes I was like one verse. That's all I got to say, you know. Or I don't have a hook. With 3 a.m., I did the record and I left the hook open, and that song was like, what you gonna do? And I was like, I really want a lot of singers on this album, and particularly this song. And he said, who do you hear? And I just listened, and I said, Badu. And I've been wanting to create with her for a long time. When we did this one, you know, she was like, this now is the time. And she was right. You have to always wait for your time for it to make sense, you know. I had a lot of growing to do, too. With Baby Tate, I knew with the concept for that record, A Ballad for Homegirls, because during my healing phase, I talked to my homegirls so much. They were my shoulder when I needed someone to lean on. So I look at albums as a snapshot of where you are in your life, right? That's how I create. Whatever's going on in my world, in my life, this is what my music is. And I wanted her to sing and not rap because she's a phenomenal rapper, but I loved her singing, and her mom.
Yup.
Like a penny with a hole in it.
Legend.
What? So, you know, I knew she had it in her. I loved her R&B records.
Yeah.
I loved her soul records, and I felt like, you know, that needed more light. You know, so I asked her to do it, and she told me, she was like, I'm happy that you gave me space, you know, to not be put in a box.
Right.
And that you saw that my range, I have range. I was like, I see you and I hear you. And she absolutely killed it.
Absolutely.
You know? Dixon was by accident.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to get better at writing hooks.
Okay.
So I reached out to my A&R. I was like, yo, can you connect me with some writers that can help me get better at hooks? You can't write no verse for me.
Right.
But you can write a hook for me.
Okay.
All day, right? Somewhere along the lines, some communication got mixed up. And he told Dixon to write a verse for me. So when I got it back, I was like,
What is
I was like, this is fire, but I'm not saying that. I said, nobody can write a verse for me. And my verse, if it's wag, it's just got to be wag, but nobody, you know, I stand on my pen. I said, but it's so dope that I can't not have it on the project. So just keep it on because it feels good. And he's talented and he's absolutely killing it. And that's how Dixon got on that record. I'm going to always give props, you know. When Kendrick put me on Complexion, you know, I saw his press run and everybody was like, you could have had anybody you wanted. You know, why'd you choose Rapsody? He's like, it's not about celebrity to me. It's about talent. Same with Dixon. It's not about celebrity. He's a talented instrumentalist, rapper, singer, writer.
That's why I felt so good to see his name on there with you, you know?
Yeah.
And to know that you're paying it forward in ways that it's been done for you.
I'm big on that. I never forget anything anybody's ever done for me because my path has not been easy, but I know for a fact that I would not be in this position I was without the people that looked out.
You got Wayne on the project too, and you got him in a different bag. I'm listening and I'm like, okay.
I don't know if it's a different bag, but it's a bag we haven't heard in a while.
Yes.
Classic
that.
Wayne.
Yeah. And it feels good to hear him in that space.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just a testament of who you are. You brought it out of him in that way. What was that experience
He brought it out
like?
of me too, believe.
I know.
That record stressed me out in the best way possible.
Did you change your verse after hearing his?
I did. I approached it because, you know, everybody, I went to see No ID.
Okay.
And he was like, everybody know you can rap. And, okay, we got it at this point.
Right.
You've been killing everything. He was like, I can't name 5 things, though, that I know about you as a person, right? Starting me on this journey to really be seen. So it made me thinking, like, yo, you don't have to try to kill everything, you know? So I approached it like, yo, I'm going to lay back, have something easy, fun, put a little bar here and there. Whoop, whoop. Just going to make it easy.
Right.
It's going to be the fun record. So when I sent it to Wayne, it was on a completely different beat. He sent his verse back, and I was like, ooh.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of what makes him one of the GOATs.
Right.
And to some people, the GOAT. When you can balance being super lyrical, but also making it simple, we call it simple complexity, where the most layman person in a, you know, simple thinking person can understand it, but a person who loves lyric, it may have 2 or 3 meanings under it.
Right.
That's when you win, right? And Wayne, he's a master at that. So it was like, nah, I kind of got to get back in my bag, you know. So I went back and, you know, I tried 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 verses, you know, just to see what felt good. And the last one, which is on the project, I was just like, I'm gonna just use his cadence. The pocket he's in sounds amazing.
Right.
And that's what worked for me. That felt good. Originally, it had a beat switch on it. And I played it for Knife, and he liked the beat switch so much, he was like, let's make the whole song what the beat switch is.
Okay.
And so I had this conundrum of like, we got this one with a different beat that we have on the album, and it's very classic hip-hop.
Yeah.
You don't hear Wayne rap over joints like that. But then we have this one that we both did. I had a shorter verse. It had a hook on it. It's a better song.
Okay.
So we went back and forth for maybe 3 or 4 months. I lost the battle.
You said they outnumbered you?
They outnumbered me. They was like, you need to have a cultural moment. Don't worry about the song. I was like, all right.
And it is for the culture, all the way.
It's for the culture.
What are some things you learned about yourself making this album? Because you're giving us a part of Marlena.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot and not a lot at the same time because there's so much more.
What are some things you learned that you love to do? The joy. Like, what are you finding joy in right now?
The simple things.
Yeah.
I'm learning not to overthink so much.
Okay.
I could be a big overthinker. I'm learning to let things flow. And that's where the best things happen. That's where your best art comes from. That was a big word throughout my 4 years of making this record, let go. Let go, let go, let go. And just learning to be present. The past is gone, the future hasn't happened. I used to have anxiety attacks for many, many years. I haven't had one since maybe like late 2020.
Wow.
Because I've learned to let go, which made the process fun.
Yeah.
You know, you don't worry about, you know, what success looks like for the album, for your love life, or whatever. Do the things that make you happy. So I've learned that I'm funnier than I thought I was.
Yeah. Okay. Rap got jokes.
When I'm comfortable.
Right. What about handling sadness? Because we know that you started creating this album during a time that was really hard for you and you were going through heartbreak. How are we maneuvering when it comes to things that don't make us that happy now?
Surrender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's another word. You know, feel how, allow yourself to feel. At the end of the day, you're human, but you can't sit there, you know. You don't own anybody. You don't own anything. You don't possess those things. Season, reason, a lifetime.
Ooh, come on, rap.
Season, reason, a lifetime. And, you know, I had a conversation with Badu. She said was that, you know, things don't happen to us. They happen for us.
Yep.
And, you know, you get to learn from them. They're there to teach you something. So once you realize that and you're able to surrender, it makes the healing a lot easier, a lot quicker.
These are like lifelong lessons that we need to be able to grow. And it's such a testament to evolving. And that's where you are. And that is what brought you these Grammy nominations. What was your first reaction to know that, you on that list yet again?
Gratitude. Gratitude. Did I think we deserved it? Absolutely.
Oh, hell
I was super proud of what we put out. And, you know, I would love for it to be acknowledged and recognized. A lot of great music came out this year. And, you know, to be among good company, I felt great gratitude, you know, for people seeing the music, seeing the hard work we put into it, appreciating the greatness of it, the impact of it that we've had, which looks different from maybe other artists when you think of numbers. But when you think about just touching people, I'm grateful to be there. Yeah. You know, and in the words of Badu, we already won.
Yep.
We already won.
Already.
It's really big for artists like me to make it in that space.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those awards, you have to really cut through on a big brand level. You know, when you think about the process of how you get voted, everybody from all genres who's part of the Recording Academy members gets to vote. They all might not be hip hop lovers, so they may not all know about the music. So they gonna know the names that they know. Yeah. So to cut through, like, it says a lot. Yeah.
How'd you celebrate?
I was in Brazil. It was my first day there. I just finished the Please Don't Cry tour, and I said, you know, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going to go to Brazil. So my first day there is when I got the call. And I talked to my manager. I talked to some friends and family. And then I took a nap.
Yeah. Did you cry?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I did. It was a long journey, and there were some other places I was like, damn, we didn't get recognized here, we didn't get recognized there. But, you know, to be recognized in that space, I was like, thank you.
So deserving, so worthy.
Thank you.
And you already won, we know that.
Yeah, we went with the people.
Yeah.
The people first, so.
Whenever you do get chances to, you know, let your hair down and chill out, what do you like to do? What's Rapsody like on a day off?
On a day off?
Walk me through it from beginning to the end.
Even on my, like, off days, my body clock is up between 4:30 and 5:30 in the morning. I usually pray. I'll get dressed, go work out, brush your teeth and all that. I go work out. On my drive to the gym, I like to start my day with high frequency.
Yeah.
So right now I'm listening to like a lot of Fela Kuti.
Okay.
I'm diving into Japanese soul, and then going back to like Mos Def, Common. It's just a frequency I like to start my day with. And we get in the gym, we bang out.
Yeah.
In the gym, we get ignorant with the music.
Of course, you got to. 5 days a week, you better.
Yeah. Then I'm home. Sometimes I'm reading a lot now. Other times, like I don't watch a lot of TV. Because I'm always moving, always thinking and creating. But during this season, like when everything slows down, I like to catch up on my shows.
Right.
On a cool day,
right.
like I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. If I'm being intentional about like how I really like to unwind, I want to give me a massage somewhere for sure. I like to be by the ocean, listening to the water. I can do whatever as long as the company is good. I could sit on the porch all day with the homies and talk and laugh, and that'll be a vacation to me.
Of course.
Like, so, as long as the energy is good, it's flowing, I don't have a lot going on, I'm good.
What I hear a lot now, especially when it comes to Black music, anyone who is really pushing the culture and speaking on us as a whole, the feedback is always protest music, music for the slaves, or whatever the case is. I want to defy that in all ways, and I want you to speak into that and what you see Black music as.
It's really disheartening when you hear that, and it's sad to me that they've stopped people from thinking from themselves, from stop feeling, from forgetting where they come from. Our culture is beautiful,
right.
And our music, and it's just honest. That's what it is. It's soulful. It's a reflection of the times, and those times look different, right? We can't appreciate it all as part of our culture. Even the boxes that I'm put in as a hip hop artist, in the way that I create, I've been called Hotep.
Conscious.
It's conscious, backpack,
boom bap,
all of it. And do I love boom bap beats? Yeah, but I don't like to label things. It's just music. It's somebody's interpretation. But it's always been the foundation of our culture.
Right.
We come from blues and jazz and soul music, and I feel like the soul and the honesty and the truth of who we are as a people, the drums and everything has kind of been, watered down or downplayed. You can't ever lose that. That's who we are. That's the heartbeat of our music. That's our veins. We supposed to flow through that. So you can't disregard that part of us.
Right.
Because there's so much strength there, so much love, so much growth. It's Black.
Right.
It's Black music,
Well, we appreciate you in all ways for making sure that the culture lives on, especially through your music and everything that you do, everything you put your hands on.
Thank you.
We love you on this side, especially BET, because you know how we do it.
I do. Y'all show me so much love.
And when you win those Grammys, we'll have you back, and we're going to talk about it some more.
Come on.
It's BET Talks. Yeah.